All right, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about South Asian history and then a couple different statistics. So in 2300 BC, that's when some of those ancient civilizations began to develop in the Indus River Valley. 1500 BC, the Aryans invaded, which shaped the language, religion, and then really set a foundation for the caste system. And in 223 BC, the development of Buddhism and Hinduism happened. So before we get to the Mughal Empire, I just want to talk about another empire called the Guptas, and they were happening in 300 AD. And for those of you who like math, during that time, the revolutionary concept of zero happened, so it's kind of interesting. Getting back to the Mughal Empire, no, don't mistake it with the Mongol Empire. It is a mispronunciation of Mongol, but the Mughal Empire was actually ethnic Turks, not Mongols. However, the first ruler did have a bloodline tie to Genghis Khan. So that's kind of interesting. In 1500, the rule of Akbar the Great, one of the greater leaders of the Mughal Empire, established Islam in much of the region. However, he did have religious tolerance, which helped make him such a successful ruler. And by the 1700s, the Mughal Empire ruled almost all of South Asia. So this is Akbar the Great. And then you can see how that worked. Excuse my dogs, they're barking at something. So then the British Empire was another empire that had a really big impact on India and all of South Asia. So the British East India Company established trade in the early 1600s. And by the mid-1800s, it controlled about half of the South Asia. And in 1858, the British government took over control. So in 1930s to 40s, nonviolent protests raised awareness of the wrongs done by the British, which was led by Mohandas Gandhi. And in 1947, fearing a civil war, the Britain government decided to partition or divide India and Pakistan and make them independent. So here's Pakistan, here's India. And in 1947, East Pakistan became an independent country known as Bangladesh. Sri Lanka and the Maldives also gained their independence during this time. So here's two people you might know, you might not. Take a second, pause the video, and I will explain it in just a moment. So this man up in the left-hand corner is Rabindranath Tagore. He was a Nobel Prize winner. He was a fantastic author. And he was also really close friends with Gandhi, and he worked towards Indian independence. An interesting fact about him is that he actually received knighthood by Great Britain. This woman down in the right-hand corner you may be more familiar with. This is Mother Teresa, and she won a Nobel Prize for her work in India and other places, tending to the poor and to the sick. So there's two very influential people from India. Here's some statistics. Pause the video, read through them, answer the questions in the notes. I'm not going to take some time to pause. So here's the caste system. It has 4 main groups based on a person's occupation or birth. You can see the priests, the warriors, and the kings. The priests and the academics were actually above the kings and the warriors. Then you have the merchants and landowners, and then the commoners, the peasants, and the servants. Below that are the untouchables, and they are like, you do not go near them. They're the lowest class, and they were actually called the Dalits. So 2 of the largest cities are Mumbai, or Bombay, and Calcutta. India's cities have stark contrasts between wealth and poverty, and most of Indians live in rural areas and work as farmers. Last thing, Bollywood versus Hollywood. So India has, in Mumbai, its own version of Hollywood, and you can look at some of the statistics and comparisons between those two. And here's your assignment. Choose either the Mughal Empire or the British East India Company to create a research presentation that's 5 slides long. Same format as all the other ones from the last couple days. Have a great day. Email me if you have any questions. Bye.